For a character who's mostly known for using a saber and other melee weapons, Zero actually has a pretty interesting yet confusing history with busters. Did you know that Zero has two different busters in X5, or that the incorrect buster is shown in X3? Stick around and you may learn something interesting. Let's start at the beginning with the most straightforward entry. In Zero's debut game, Mega Man X, Zero is shown with an identical buster to that of X's first armor. Seriously, it's the exact same sprite. It's never explained why these two busters look the same, though my friend Twitch has his own theory on the subject. However, we can see in official art that the coloring is slightly different when compared to X's first armor buster, with Zero sporting silver instead, though this was changed to white in Maverick Hunter X. Now, this is where things get interesting. After Zero toe attackers himself to death against Vile, he's rebuilt in X2 by Sergez. And wow, what a makeover. On top of all the new accents and details, his buster's completely different. This buster's a lot simpler than the one he's most known for, but we'll get to that one soon. The X2 buster is mostly red and pretty plain with nothing that really stands out. And if we look at the sprites for X2, they don't match the art exactly, but they more closely resemble the buster in this piece of concept art with that thing on the top. That really makes me wonder how far into production X2 was before the final design was chosen. Now, in X3, for completely unexplained reasons, Zero is shown to have yet another buster upgrade. This design has gems and overall more detail, almost like a modified X2 buster, and would be his buster going forward. Right? Anyway, the opening cutscene gets it right. You can see all the new details. But the in-game sprite shows the X2 buster again. This was probably because they used the X2 sprites as a base design, so it's easier to excuse here. But look! In the ending added to the 32-bit version, he's clearly using the X2 buster again. What's going on? From here on out, I'll be referring to the busters by these names: X2 Buster and X3 Buster. Keep these in mind to avoid confusion, because now, we're on to the big one. In Mega Man X5, Zero regains his ability to use a buster after it was completely absent in X4, though it really isn't anything special. It was slow and just not very powerful. But look at the design. That's definitely the X2 buster. In fact, playing the opening stage as X shows that Zero's buster is damaged and removed from his body. And if we look closely, X2 buster, again. At the end of the game, however, the cutscenes clearly show Zero with the X3 buster. Does Zero just have two different busters in this game? That would certainly explain why he can use the buster at the end, even if he supposedly lost it in the intro stage. It would also explain why his shot against Sigma was so strong. Has Zero been intentionally holding back? Or maybe the X3 buster takes a lot more energy to use? Before we leave X5 behind, let's take a moment to really dive into the buster that Zero is shown with. The one used in-game is the X2 buster, but it looks as though the silver and gold stripes have been reversed. To me, this seems like a quick attempt to make it look more like the X3 buster without having to redraw it. If we look at Zero's damaged buster, it's the proper X2 buster colors, and if we look at both the boss fight against Zero and the oldest available beta for X5, the buster's also the correct color. So was this just an attempt at course correction gone wrong? Fast forward 3 weeks, years? Weeks. To the Nightmare phenomenon in Mega Man X6, where X encounters the Zero Nightmare. Since the Zero Nightmare is just using the X5 sprites with a hue adjustment, he's also using the X2 Buster. Sorry, Kotobukiya. Looks like you got it wrong. Anyway, once Zero Nightmare is defeated, and after learning that the real Zero has both hidden and repaired himself, we see that his sprites are completely new, and, for the first time, these new sprites definitively show the X3 Buster. This Buster is also much more powerful than the one used in X5, so maybe the X3 Buster really is his trump card. Zero's history with Busters really is all over the place, huh? X2 Buster, X3 Buster, X2 Buster again? It's like he can't make up his mind. What a fashionista. Even in Power Fighters, it's shown that the X3 Buster was Wily's intended design too. Maybe there was some sort of miscommunication between the art department and the spriters. Or maybe there's something more at play. Zero may have been pulling his punches more than he let on, but I'll let you come to your own conclusions about that. That's all for this one. Do you have your own theories about this? And which Z-Buster is your favorite? Let me know. And no, this thing isn't a Buster. Get that out of here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new thing. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and having it cap off Mega March just seemed perfect. I want to give special thanks to Sprinkling for the art and encouragement throughout, Sylvie for helping spark the idea in the first place, Zarda for the script help, Maria for the new character art and just her patience, and lastly Twitch for helping with this and that. I also want to shout out our channel members. Thank you, Sylvie, Dano, Van Jackson, Sigma, Duckman, Dornor, Derupi, Springqueen, Masterman, and the rest of our supporters. I have a lot more ideas for videos in this style, so stay tuned. Thanks again for watching.